Welcome and thanks for joining us. My name is Erik Svan and I will take you through these 30 minutes of green data insights in the world of HUGSI. If you have any questions or comments to what we present, please use the chat and we will answer either directly or during the event or come back to you later. Again, warmly welcome to this great event. We're going to talk about HUGSI. So first of all, some of you might know about HUGSI. For some of you, it might be the first time. Some of you might have also watched the event last week, the Living City, and you got a sneak peek into the world of HUGSI. But HUGSI stands for Husqvarna Urban Green Space Index, and we quantify the greenness for 155 global cities in 60 countries. We do this objective and recurring using satellite images and deep learning. So it's really cool, and I'm so proud to present this new index to you today. But first, why are we doing this? We want really to promote the value of green and to promote all of you that want to sort of increase and greenify your city. And as a help, we have built these green KPIs that you can follow. You can track yourself, you can benchmark to others. And that's a great tool for you to know where you're at and how your developing is going. And as you can see, we are monitoring constantly the percentage of urban green space within your city, looking at different land use, dividing it into trees, grass, water, and other, which equals any hard-made surface, roads, houses, things like that. We look at urban green space per capita, dividing everything down to the square meter per person. We look at the average health of urban vegetation, understanding like the vitality of trees and grass within the city boundaries. We also look at the distribution of green space. How well is the vegetation spread within the city? Is it concentrated to one certain area, or is practically every corner green? That's the distribution of green space. And then we look at the percentage covered by trees and covered by grass. So that's what you can expect out of the green KPIs of HUGSI. Last year, we presented on stage the city of Durban in South Africa as the Global Green Model City of 2019. So that was the overall greenest. When you combine all these KPIs, the greenest city of the index last year. And to really get a feeling of how green Durban is and how they have received this award, we made this great film for you. And I will share this in full length with you guys today. So, much appreciated.
Having been awarded the title of the greenest city in the world in 2019, we now know that actually what we have done after our planning was exactly what the city needed. We're then able to identify a number of green spaces in our city, and these have become the lungs through which the city breathes. It becomes a habitat for our animals to be able to live and even, for that matter, grow their population within our city. Before we received this award, we thought we were just shooting in the dark. And in actual fact, we were even at some point believing that we were unable to convince politicians about the necessity on the issues of management of the environment and our green spaces. So once any program has a political buy-in, then we are able to convince them to invest even more in that program. The key mitigating objective of neutralizing our carbon footprint should ideally lead any green strategy, and similarly, this will be the same for our city. Overall data relating to green corridors within urban spaces will fundamentally impact city planning on scales that are yet to be established. Durban is part of South Africa. We come from a deeply sorry, divided past. There is endless numbers of issues that divide our people. We had to look around so that we could find issues that can bring people together, that can deliver on this socially cohesive city. And there is only one issue that we identified, and that is the issue of our natural heritage. If there is one thing that actually brings you together, it is the fact that we all own the same natural space, the same natural habitat, and therefore it is our duty to sustain this and use it in a manner that is responsible. So this for us therefore has not only worked in terms of sustaining the environment, but also to bring together people that have been divided for centuries. We have all the ammunition, all the data that we needed for us to be able to plan properly, but then also for us to be able to mitigate any other consequences that might be negative to environmental management.
Wow, a really great film. And what I really like is that you can understand how much the green space mean to the city, how they can use HUGSI data to build political support, and how this green space data can support the city planning and green space management. So I think there's a lot of things to learn from this, but also a lot of good things to learn from the city of Durban and how they engage in greenifying their city with very deliberate actions. And that's the point of HUGSI, to bring out these great models that you can learn from inspire from, and compete with. So now into the new index, the index of 2020. So we have sampled the data throughout 2019 on individual prime dates for all cities included. So we have done a great work in this, and so proud to present this index to you today. And talking about the cities, last year we had 98 cities covered by the index. This year we have actually added 57 new cities to a total number of 155. And within all these cities, in the part of the cities that we measure, we have actually 600 million people living. So that's pretty amazing, I think. And as you can see on the map, we cover almost the entire globe. And since last year, as I said, we have added a bunch of new cities, and mainly in Europe. You can see it's very green in Europe now with these markers where we have HUGSI cities. And we had actually a lot of white space in Europe, so we have corrected that. We had added a few in the US and also in India, but mainly in Europe. So later on, when we release this data, you will find all these new cities and their data. So let's dive into this data. And as I said, some of you have had an introduction to this in the event last week, but today we will deepen down into this even more. And the basic questions for HUGSI was, from the beginning, how green are cities really? And are they getting greener? And today we will also add this very important question about the health of urban green space, the vitality. How is the state of green space in the cities covered by HUGSI? So let's dive into the first question now. How green are cities really? And the simple answer is 39%. So that's the quick answer. And I think that's still very valuable to know and understand, like the proportions between vegetation, trees and grass, and water and the other urban areas that sort of builds up a city. You can see that it's pretty divided between the different regions of HUGSI. We group all cities in different regions, as you can see. And Europe being the greenest, Central East Asia equals China, is second greenest when it comes to the dimension of vegetation in the city. North America on a strong third place. and then it goes down. But still remember that they have natural conditions in these respective areas that sort of contributes to their average. But if we deep dive into this data and look at individual cities, you can see even more differences. And within a region, within a country, they have their own conditions and their activities they do to greenify. So here you can see the top achievers, the top 5, and also the bottom 5. And we don't want to say that the bottom 5 are bad or not great cities. But from a green space perspective, they are not as green as the average. But on the right-hand side, the top 5, you can see that many cities are even greener than this average 39%. So I think this is really interesting to look at the differences between cities, how you meet and make the most of your natural conditions. If we look at the regional achievers, like you can see on this picture, you can see that Durban, as we watched before, a very green city, has 59% vegetation. Rio, 52%. Yeah, and we have a really great achiever here with Charlotte in North America, Vilnius in Europe, 62%. So we have a big spread in averages, but still really interesting to see the differences between the regions. So over to the next question, are they getting greener? And the simple answer, which we don't have, is almost. So we have learned that when we look at the differences between 2018 and 2019, we look at the individual parts of the city and look at the changes from like vegetation, trees and grass into water or other, or from water or other into vegetation. Then we can understand what is a positive change and what is a negative change. And if we sum it all up, then we know that the overall change is 0.01%, equals 14 million square meters in total. That's the decline of vegetation and the conversion from vegetation into other land use. We can see that Central East Asia equals China have a great decline of minus 52 million square meters. And that we have also a really good sunshine in this story with Europe, Latin America, North America, and other regions that together increase their green space with 40 million square meters. So that's pretty great. But you might ask, what happened in Central East Asia? So let's zoom in on that, because that's like 52 million square meters. That's huge areas. So if we deep dive into this, then we can see that, yeah, the total change was a decline of 52 million square meters, but it equals and represents 0.15% in relative change, looking at the total area covered by HUGSI in Central East Asia. And also that Central East Asia are in general very green. When they design and they plan their cities, they are 43% green and have a pretty good distribution of green as well. You remember talking about how well spread the vegetation was within the city. So they are on average very green, but we have also detected a lot of urban development that is ongoing. So further down you can see the positive change and the negative change, what type of classes are converting into what. So we have a lot of grass converting into other urban areas. We have a lot of trees converting into other urban areas that sort of build up a lot of this change. We also have, of course, some positive change where we have others to grass or others to tree that converts. So yeah, we have a lot of change detected. And this sort of explains what happened. So there, of course, there is a lot of city development, but again, when they plan their cities, they become fairly green and greener than most. So that's important to remember. But all of this data can be derived out of the new HUGSI dataset. So please explore this on your own after this event. And then to the question, how healthy is the urban green space? And you see this axis here from 0 to 1, or from stressed to very healthy, from red to green. And that's sort of how you can represent this vegetation index, or the vitality of vegetation. And this builds on NDVI. That's a very well and common used index to measure vitality of vegetation. It stands for Normalized Difference Vegetation Index. And what you do is you actually measure the reflecting lights of visible red and near infrared. So you can do that pretty much with any camera or any sensor. Ours are mounted on a satellite. That's the big difference in this. And you can see that on average, the global average is about here, 0.65. And then we have Europe being more vital when it comes to vegetation. Africa with the least vitality, and then the others sort of distribute in between. And of course, this also comes into like natural conditions, the climate, access to water. If you do any active irrigation, affects this, but also, of course, other activities that you do. Still, this could be relevant. And this is, again, global and regional. So stepping into sort of top achievers here with the top 5 and the bottom 5, we can see that there's also a very big stretch between the cities of the index, where we again have Charlotte as a really strong performer on 0.79 together with Zurich. So a lot of cities perform extremely well. Some are a bit behind, but of course it's because of natural reasons and natural conditions. So I think this health thing is really interesting. And also if you look at the regional achievers, you can see how it sort of distributes among them. But you can see that they are pretty strong, all of them. So I think that's the end of the deep dive today. We're going to get down to the real deal here. We're going to announce the new global green model city of 2020. So when we combine all these KPIs, all the measurements from all the 155 cities, the 7 regions, looking at the average and combining all this into this ranking that we have, we have come to this conclusion. And we call this the model city, because we believe that there, of course, builds on the natural conditions of the city, but it also builds on that you have active measures, that you have a deliberate plan to greenify your city. And this is so much what this city has done. They have a decisive action list and targets for maintaining and increasing, especially their tree canopy. They are referred to as the city of trees. And for us in the index, they have by far exceeded like the average, and they are by far the city with the highest tree canopy cover of all. So I'm extremely proud and honored to present this year's Global Green Model City. So, congratulations to Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. And as you can see on this list, they score extremely well. They have reached the global achievements for all but one KPI. They have as I mentioned, the highest percentage of urban green space. They have the most green space per capita. They have the best health of their vegetation. They have the highest percentage of urban areas covered by trees, 56%. And they have also the best distribution of urban green space. and that's amazing. Really cool. And so many congratulations to you in Charlotte and all people living in Charlotte. And to all of us not living in Charlotte, I think that we could really set them up as a role model and get the inspiration from them in how we can greenify our cities that we're living in. So we will also have a short statement from the city representative. So we're really happy to award you this achievement in HUGSI, and also really happy that we can get your statement. Thank you. So thanks a lot for sharing, Charlotte. Really fun to hear what you have to say about this, and hope to come back to you with a more detailed presentation on and to share your insights in how you can greenify your city. Thanks a lot. So now we know what city is the greenest, and here you see the top 10 list of the global ranking of cities in HUGSI. So you can see Charlotte, number 1, you already know. Durban, last year's number 1, is now number 2. Vilnius, one of the new added cities, goes straight into a 3rd place, making them the greenest city in Europe, part of HUGSI. And then it continues with a lot of cities in Europe, actually. And Austin is still on the top list in the USA. So this and the full data set are available as of now if you visit hugsi.green. So then you can experience everything that I mentioned today. The data set is up now, and also our new website. And speaking about that, we have spent last year developing great new features, adding a great new design that's really engaging, we believe, and vibrant. And today we're launching that new website with all these new features, and we really hope that you love them and will use them a lot. So to explain all these new features and show them to you, I will hand over to my colleague Divya, and she will show you this small clip of all the new features. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you, Eric. Hello, everyone. I'm Divya Parthasarthi, and I work as a technical product owner with Husqvarna AI Labs. Today, I will be presenting you the all-new HUGSI website. So we have reworked on the entire website with new design and bunch of new different features. I will focus on a few for now. So let's dive in straight and check out what Charlotte NC data has to say for us. Okay, here we have the city view page of Charlotte NC, the ranked number 1 city. So we have the different statistics. The statistics generally shows up all the achievements. So we basically acknowledge the global and regional achievements based on the KPIs, and that's the reason we give these badges. And we also show up the values of each of the KPI for a city. So you can explore that here. And let's move on quickly to the map view. So in the map view, as you all know, the city is now divided into 250 by 250 meter hexagon shapes. So we apply deep learning models to this, and that's the reason we're able to define the main class to each hexagon. So these classes are basically trees, water, grass, or others meaning urban areas. So this helps us to define the change by comparing the data with the previous years. So basically, the green boundary that you see here is the third party boundary, and the blue one is the HUGSI boundary filled with hexagons in it. So now we also have the changes depicted in different colors, that is positive for green, yellow stands for neutral, and red for negative. So positive change is basically water or others into trees or grasses. That is basically the increase in the vegetation. The negative change is trees or grasses converted into water or other. That is obvious, which is decrease in vegetation. The neutral change is when water converts into other or vice versa, not affecting any vegetation. So we also show the amount of changes like more than 35, 50, 75 percentage depicted in different colors. You can just check out here. And the most common change, basically what urban is being changed to, basically urban to grass, urban to trees, and vice versa. So you'll be able to find out how it has been affecting. So this is also depicted in different colors. So this refers to grass being converted into trees, trees being converted into grass, and vice versa. And the most important data here, and interesting one too, is the most common class. You'll be able to distinguish between different sectors or classes here. For example, you'll be able to see the urban data alone like this. And if you want to know how green the city is, you can check out the number of trees versus grass that it has. That has been shown in green, different shades of green. And you can also compare and have an overview of the city by checking out the urban, water, trees, everything all put together. This is interesting, isn't it? Moving on, you can also check out the related cities of Charlotte here. So let me check out another city, Yokohama, Japan, and I will also share the yearly graphs that we have. Again, as I said, you can check out all the statistics here. The yearly graph shows the different KPIs depicted. So this is how the average health of urban vegetation has been moved on from 2016 to 2019. Likewise, you can also check out the distribution of green space, how it has moved, has a good curve here. So likewise, the percentage of urban area covered by trees, grass, so you can play around the data with the data here. Next comes my favorite section, which is compare cities. So you can compare two cities and find out which is the greenest city. So now let's quickly compare my favorite cities here, that is Charlotte, NC, and Vilnius, and find out who the winner is. So we have the KPI data here. And then we measure the KPIs between the two cities and find out which is the greenest city. Yes, Charlotte, NC is the greenest cities. Isn't it good? I want you guys also to please check and experience this, guys. Please log into HUGSI.green and enjoy our new features. Not only that, you can also give us a quick feedback by clicking on the footer link here, which says got any feedback. You can quickly give your feedback. We'll note it down. And you can also sign up to our newsletters, and then you'll be getting more greener stories every now and then. So if you have any more queries, guys, please write to us at hello@hugsi.green. Hope you guys enjoyed these new features. Please explore to know more about hugsi.green. Thank you so much. Over to you, Eric.
So, thank you, Divya. I think it really looks amazing, and I hope all of you go into HUGSI.green now after this event and experience this, battle some cities, share this content with your friends, and learn something new. I think you can. And for all of you that want to know more and dig deeper into this, we try to keep this event pretty short, but there's so much things to say. We have a few coming and planned events, and others will follow definitely. Together with our partners, we have pulled through these webinars that are upcoming. Together with Overstory, our technology partner, we will talk about the methodology, how we created HUGSI. That will happen somewhere in January. The exact date and time will be announced. We will also do a webinar together with the new partner that we announced last week, Enel Green Label, where we will talk about the value of green space, called 50 Shades of Green, because not all green is great. There are shades to green. So don't miss out on these events. Sign up to our newsletter on HUGSI.green, and we will remind you when this happens so that you can sign up and don't miss out. We also urge you to reach out to us if you have any questions, and continue posting questions in the chat today, or email us at hello@hugsi.green. If you want to partner, if you have some ideas you want to share, if you want to do some research perhaps and need data, reach out to us, we can help. Today we also make the new report, PDF report, available for download So go into HUGSI.green today and download it, and you can share it with your friends. It's sort of a subset and compilation of everything that HUGSI stands for, together with some really nice insights and articles. So be sure to look into that. And with this, we're going to wrap up, and I say thank you for viewing this. Thank you for being engaged in this matter, and I hope that you reach out, and I hope you will find good use of HUGSI. So see you in the future. Thank you a lot. Bye bye.